welcome. My name is William Riggs from University of San Francisco. And for the many of you that are joining us from around the world, I want to welcome you to our fall webinar. We have really the honor today to be joined by a number of experts as a part of our autonomous vehicles and the city initiative this fall to really dialogue one of the most important topics out there, and I think one of the emerging really fertile business models in the automotive or the autonomous vehicle space.
I am Ann Foss. I'm the Planning and Programming Manager for the Transportation Department in the city of Arlington, Texas. We have an on-demand rideshare service that covers our entire city. We've had two main goals. One is testing technology in real-world situations. Our second big goal has been educating our residents and visitors. We wanted to give our residents the opportunity to kick the tires, so to speak, right? See these vehicles, ride them, learn about the technology in hopes that will help to make people more comfortable and more accepting of the technology.
So I'm the Senior Director of Government Business at May, so I oversee business development, policy, and advocacy. So a little bit about May. I mean, it's super interesting, right? We're an autonomous vehicle company. We provide level 4 autonomy, and we focus a lot on the public transit and the public sector in general, working directly with cities and public transit agencies to kind of help figure out how we can shape the role of autonomy innovation to make it kind of fit into the existing mobility ecosystem.
I'm curious, if we can maybe just roundtable, is there kind of a vision in the communities maybe that you work in, Daisy, where there's this idea of complementary service that then boosts ridership and really creates this transit backbone?
85% of our conversations, there's always that element to it, and we really encourage transit agencies and cities to look, if fixed route is running really well, you're getting a lot of passengers, it's meeting your demand, keep it. It's like the best, if you think about it, it's like the best form of transportation. You want to be able to encourage that through some sort of network redesign or something like that. You might have pockets of people who get left behind. I still think we, as an industry, and May included, we all need to do a better job just generally of putting more and more features that help with rider experience and in the realm of making sure it's more inclusive and accessible. And so if we can kind of look for areas first of where there is a need and then go in and say, how do we fulfill that need? I actually really think that's the future of autonomy.
And how do you not end up in these media sensationalized dialogues that necessarily aren't reflective of the on the ground situation that occurs? So, what is the best practice in kind of the automated shuttle world on that?
I think, my biggest answer to this question is the partnership. And so I think the fact that we have always worked really closely with our AV providers has made it easier for us to, we're in control of the deployment area and the operating hours and the messaging and all of that. And so this, the city has been very, very hands-on, and that's been the expectation from our city leadership, is that we are hands-on. And, I like to joke that we're probably like the neediest customers for VIA and May Mobility, because we ask all the questions and we want to see all the data, and we really want to know what's going on and how we can improve the service, not just the AV side of it, but the rider experience and, all of those things. So getting the information out is challenging, but I think making it available, we've got a website with lots of FAQs that address the safety questions and concerns and things like that. We've also done a lot of ridership surveys and getting feedback, and then we've been able to respond to that feedback kind of in real time.
Is there a predominant use case you see that requires that usually requires intervention?
Yeah, I think for a lot of folks, they do still need assistance boarding, in addition to the groceries or other kind of essential goods that people are trying to get home with.
Because from our perspective, it's mobility for all, right? And different people need different things at different times.
My advice for anybody who's interested in planning or transportation fields is you've got to have patience and kind of a long-term view, right? But if you take that long view and over the span of your career, you will make meaningful change in people's day-to-day lives.
You're leaving a legacy, right? For the next generation, whatever you do, you're leaving a legacy.